Hello. This is my first time recording for YouTube. So hi, welcome to my channel. I am the 20th percentile dev. Apologies for my avatar blinking excessively and the lip sync. Yeah. Welcome. Well, let's just get on with it, shall we? So, as of late, recently, I've decided to, venture a bit on game development, and because I'm not fully employed. I don't have a job right now, and since I'm while looking for jobs, I thought maybe why don't I try out my some passion projects that I had, learning how to do some game development stuff like that. So I'm a web developer by trade, so creating a game would be vastly different than how a traditional game developer would be creating their games. But nevertheless, it's possible with especially nowadays there's so many ways you can actually export your HTML files into a workable game. But I feel that I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to do that, but I got to know about itch.io, and fascinatingly enough, they do have an option to upload HTML files onto it. So this was my first game that I created. It's just a basic tapping game, two-player game. So you just press the start game, and it has the countdown, and you just kind of like just tap away, either A or L depending on player 1 or 2, and it just you just step it all out. Yeah, I had some difficulties making this game, primarily using on the PC, on your desktop, no issue. You can just the oops, I just realized a bug here. So you can just kind of like create an event listener to look out for key bindings. But if you would like to actually play on mobile, you will have to actually you gotta create you have to create a way to detect the tapping sequence. How do I know I'm tapping play 1 or play 2? Well, that was solvable. It was solved, by the way. I kind of looked up through stuff, and to be honest, a little bit of ChatGPT. I find that ChatGPT gives I use ChatGPT as someone to talk to with and stuff like that. So I let me just show you the code for it. I thought it'd be nice. So let me just open my folder, the previous one. So you can see here, if you would like to actually tap on mobile and stuff like that. I didn't know this existed. That shows how much experience I have as a web developer. So here you can see where was that? So here, handle touch event. You can see here that you can actually calculate the window inner width. Let me just zoom in a bit more so everyone can see properly. So you can see that you can actually check for the window inner width. Yeah, you can even check for event touches, and then once it detects the touch is, so where exactly on the y-axis does it, where exactly is it, then if it's more than the inner height divided by 2, then that will be player 1. Right, and we also have the x-axis here as well. So this is just in case someone has, say, maybe a tablet, maybe, or maybe a touchable PC screen, then this will handle it and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's how it is. So actually my goal for today was actually to create a different kind of tapper. So you can see that this is actually this is a two-player game. Now I was thinking not everyone has a friend, or rarely sees their friend. Not that they don't have a friend. Sorry about that. Don't worry, I'm quite. I only have one friend, a close friend. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So my objective today is actually to create a second type of game, a single player tapper. So I'll take you through the planning. I will just use Canva to just plan, and then we'll code after that. So yeah, just sit tight a while. So here we're in Canva. I am going to use a whiteboard. We're just gonna do a plain whiteboard, and don't bother with the rest of the stuff. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna plan up ahead. Let's see. Well, I'm just winging this, so bear with me. We're just gonna, maybe some text would be good. Here, put you aside. Okay, so first of all is that we're just gonna create the objectives of the game. Okay, so this is just I don't have any, again let me just iterate, I don't have any experience in game development. This is just on the fly. So here, objectives. So the objectives of the game is that it's gonna be a single player. We there's gonna be like something like some sort of a combo streak kind of thing going on. There will be a timer. So these are the things that's on my mind right now. Yeah. Now just like how I do my web development, I don't honestly, I just use Canva as my planning space. It gives me more freedom to think. I would prefer to use pen and paper, but I won't be able to show you guys. So here, these are the objectives. This is going to be single player. We need something like a combo streak and something like a timer. So now at this point of time, what I want to do is, I know I have this, so I would also like to create kind of like a flow chart kind of thing to kind of like let's see, think of when I start the game, what happens and stuff like that. So if you look at my previous game, well, I didn't plan ahead, so my code was a little janky here and there. Yeah, so better start with the planning. So we're gonna do a bit of flowchart. First, let's change the color. The color ain't nice. Let's go with blue, I guess. Nope. Let's go with maybe a bit of this. Okay. So we have this. We have the start. So on start, okay, what's gonna happen? And then we're gonna do end here. Man, I'm so nervous, honestly, because like I said, I'm winging this. So on the start, what we need is that we want the user to click on the button. Why is this not square? This is not square, isn't it? Okay, whatever. So we want user clicks on button, clicks start button. I'm guessing let's turn you to green, blue, whatever here. Okay, user start click button, and then they will start. And once they start, what happens is that timer will begin. Okay, and then as timer will begin, allow user to tap. Allow user to tap. Okay, once the timer starts, we will allow the user to tap, and then after that, as the user tap, score accumulates. Okay. And after that, when what happens when the score accumulates is that multiplier increases as score increases. I don't know, as user reaches what would we call that? Reaches specific scores, I guess, for now. Milestones, that's the word. Milestone scores. So what I want is that, for example, if user maybe reaches 10 points, and then the multiplier goes times 2, and then if they reach, let's say, 30, then gets times 3, and then so on and so forth, something like that. So as the multiplier increase, I also want the timer to timer to gets harder to top up. Or there's that. See, so this is why planning is important. I forgot one important stuff is that as the user taps as well, not only does the score accumulates, the timer increases back as well. Right? So as they tap, that increases as well. So that's what we're gonna do. Score accumulates, and then the multiplier, and the timer gets harder to top up as well. And as they go along, and then once they cut, once it reaches the once timer drops, then it will end. Timer. I guess I'll just change this to another color. Timer ends. Timer ends. Okay. Timer goes to 0, and then the timer will end, and that's where it will end. Okay, there we go. Alright, so something like that, I guess. This is my brief flowchart. We'll add on as as we find things. I mean, that's the whole point of planning, right? Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line just for the fun of it. I'm just gonna draw a line, just like that, and we're gonna copy paste, and we're gonna attach this here as well. Move both of this to the back. Move, send to back, and we'll change their color to match that. Okay, good. So as it starts, oops, let me just move this a little bit. So I would like to align it this way. Okay, good. What is this? Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's it. Here we go. Okay, good. Okay, so this is how we go about doing it. This is just the first phase of things. So, maybe I should draw arrows on it as well. You go there. You go here. You can go here, and you can go here. Then this can go here. This go here. Okay, we need to kind of this least fancy. Okay, good. Here, I'm sorry about this. I would like it to be visually appealing. Okay, good. All right. So this is how this is what we'll be working with. That's basically the I'm guessing the technical overview, I guess. It's not really a technical overview, but you get what I mean. So this is how the game will kind of like work. Okay. Now what's next? We'll do the visual aspect of things as well. So the visual aspect of things isn't going to be that difficult. We are just going to deal with one screen and just with multiple a lot of features then. So let's draw a line. Just gonna draw a dotted line here to indicate that this is another zone, and here we're just I'm just gonna add a heading here. I'm just gonna say that this is visual layouts. And the previous was this is I guess information layout. Okay, here. So what do? We'll just let's do a mobile first approach, and we're gonna round the corner maybe about 15. Okay, so here we have a mobile view, and then we'll also have a desktop view. So I'm not I'm not getting it accurately. I'm just getting a rough view of things. We don't really need it to be as accurate. We're just brainstorming as of now. So mobile view and desktop view. So for mobile view, let me just change this color real quick, something like that. Okay, so we're gonna follow the same layout as this here. We'll have a what we call this, a loading bar at the top, and then we'll just have one guy there. So we're going to create another box here. I'm just gonna turn it into yellow since we used the other one was yellow as well. We have a timer. Let's put this to 5 to round up the age a bit. I think one of the things that I didn't mention is that if you are familiar with web development, all these buttons and all these loading bars were actually lifted from Bootstrap. So if you're familiar with CSS frameworks, then yeah, you can actually import them in. There's nothing much to it. You just work as if you are working on your web page. It's just like that. There's no other magic involved. Okay, here, so I'm just gonna do like a don't think, yeah, we're just gonna put some number there, maybe 10 seconds. Not the most accurate, but it's just a representation, visual representation for now. The background color probably will change into, well, let's not think about it. So we'll have we're just gonna create like a start button first. So I'm just gonna borrow the same thing since it's gonna be rounded anyway. This I will just use a default blue for now. Rounding, we'll just round this a bit off 10, and let's put here start. So this is how it will look like when it starts. So exactly the same as how this is. So then here I'll just put the starts, and then what we're gonna do is when the game runs, game running. Okay, this will be gone, and then we'll have we just have something like tap, like that, exactly the same. And for, oh yeah, we also need a countdown. So here we go like that. We have, yeah, we will want this as well. I would like to have this as well, scoring and the key as well. So we need a scoring here, and then I will do that later. I will need the countdown as well. Okay, we'll put here countdown. So here the start with 5 seconds, and here we'll go back here. We will take an element here. Oh, 5. Yeah, that's fine. So then you can see that actually this hold on, where is the keyboard button that you see here, this is actually just a plain button as well, from again Bootstrap's button. So I'm just doing, I'm gonna do that as well. So here we have this new, would like you to be 1, and yeah, and I won't have any body color, so it'll just be like that. And we're just gonna give this some space and put this here. Tab, say A. We're gonna try to, oh, wrong guy. Wanted this guy to have A. We're gonna center, justify. Okay, that looks okay. So this is how we will look like exactly. We're gonna make it exactly. So but the additional point is that we have combo strict going on, so we will need the combo strict version of this. So combo, I'll put a combo here. So as this maybe increases to 10, and then we'll have a combo strict. Combo strict. Not too sure how fun this game will be, but yeah, just gonna do something like that. So you can see I have all my visual layouts ready. So we have the starts, we have the countdown, we have the game running, and then okay, so this is a combo, but how about when it ends? We forgot about that. So end. So this will be gone. We'll just maybe we'll have, this one will go away. So we'll just put a score. Then maybe what, 100 or something. Okay, so that's basically how we're gonna. Maybe we need something to say that it's game over as well. Just doing this. Yep. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, something like that. Visually, gonna do something like that. Okay, so we have game over, score 100 or whatever it is. So there we go. Things like that. Alright, we have the visual layouts. Now desktop view, I'm just gonna copy the mobile, go over to the desktop. Not much to be done there. I'm just gonna copy all this. Control C, Control V. We're gonna move him here. Maybe I'll just copy this out first. Nope. Okay, Control C, Control V. We're gonna move you here. Control C, Control V. We're gonna move you here. So just gonna copy this and move it over here first. So boop. Let me tell you, when I was developing the first tapper, there was a lot of hiccups, especially the where should you be, you know, tapping and stuff like that. You can see that just I might still have a few other bugs, but I'm not going to work on it a bit more. Maybe I'll come back if I have time on it, but my objective now is to actually explore more kind of games that I can make. Apologies, my throat's a bit come on, give it to me. Okay, good. Center, maybe. Okay, there we go. Maybe I should just group this. Why am I not grouping this? I'll just group and then Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I can bring this over here. What was the point of me actually just copying on the other side? But yep, here we'll just do it this way. And Ctrl C, Ctrl V. We're gonna bring him down here. And yep. Oop. Nope. Let me just bring this. So the I can foresee that the difficult portion, the more difficult portion of things would be dealing with the combo streak and the the timer, running up of the timer. So we will have to decide like what kind of like how are we gonna work with that. So like in my head, I would like that the timer as I have more combo. So for example, now without the combo, it will be like one tap means I top up 1 second. So that's it, 1 second. But as I increase to say to maybe combo ×2, then maybe it takes about 2 or 3 taps before it turns to 1 second. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think maybe instead of combo we should turn it into stages perhaps, because you see, if in game terms, if you use combo, it means that once it's like a meter, right? So how do I let's visualize this. I think it's better if let's make a visualization. So when we talk about combo, it means that, let's say I am say combo 1 here, right? So if let's say I have a combo 1, right, it means that I have I don't know if this will make sense to whoever is watching this, but say I've reached combo 1 here. Straighten up. Oh, come on, don't bend over. Okay, so let's say I have combo 1, I've reached, you see, and then let's say I've then reached combo 2. Okay, yeah, so like, you know, like combos shrink too, right? So it will mean that, can I, is there a drawing tool? Yeah. So it will mean that uh if let's say I scored 10 here, I will have to progress here, then this would be say 20. But it doesn't make sense because combo kind of like indicates that I am accurately hitting it. You know, from 10 to 20, I'm accurately hitting it. Like, oh, you know, 1 per second. You know, one. I'm hitting it in every exactly after accurately in each second. I'm actually tapping the button. So you get what I'm trying to say, right? So when I press down my button, I'm like, ooh, one. You know, there's an accuracy. You know, there's an accuracy gauge there. Yeah, so it defines, you know, when you say combo, it's more of like, oh, there's an accuracy to it. So we shouldn't use the word combo because my intention is that um I think the idea is as I progress, as the player progress further, say 50, right? It gets harder to tap. So let's say this is say combo maybe 5. It gets harder to tap as you know, and because like then at this stage probably you need maybe 10 taps to get into 1 second. So to top up back the your second meter, you know, to top back the meter. So that's my intention actually. So the word combo shouldn't be used. So instead of combo, we should be using maybe stage lah. Stage would be good. Stage. Okay, so no combo. We'll use the word stage. Because combo indicates, as I said, combo indicates that, oh, there is an accuracy involved. So for example, like, you know, like those tap revenge kind of thing, like, oh, you hit accurately in this section, then you pop, you hit accurately. So so then as you tap accurately for 10 times, then oh, it reaches combo 2. And then yeah, so that's what combo indicates. So we shouldn't use the word combo. How do I erase this? There's too many things in here. Can I? Oh yes, I can. That's nice. But I can't erase text. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So no combo. We won't use the word combo. We'll use we'll use the word we'll use the word stage. Stage 2. Like that. So no combo. Stage would be a better word for it. Okay, so then we'll need to figure out the curve for it then. I've talked to one of like like someone who learned game development. I was asking him about, you know, how do you level players? He said most of the time it's just by feel. So I'm just gonna do that as well. I'm just gonna go by feel. So yeah, we have our visual. We have kind of like the flow of it. This is kind of simple really. So now I think probably I think I will want to work on more on the technical side of it. Like we're gonna deal with how do we deal with the multiplier. Yeah, so we need to yeah, we need to work on that. Okay. So to work on the scoring and multiplier, let's maybe we'll just move this here. We'll put it here and put it as I guess I'll call it game mechanics. I'm not sure if it's accurate to call it game mechanics, but we're gonna do it here. Okay, so again, should I do it this? Okay, no, we're just gonna separate it into pieces. So here we're gonna talk about set text here. We're gonna it's a bit too small. Do a subheading. Scoring. Okay, scoring and timer. So what happens is this. So we're just gonna do like user tabs. So as user tabs, what happens is that they will score increases by 1. So I'm going to be as I'm going to be as explicit as possible when I'm describing in this section, so that I don't miss out anything. Okay, score increases by 1. Okay, so score increases by 1. Then what happens? Say score reaches 10, maybe. It's 10. Once score reaches 10, then we'll have stage 2. Stage 2 appears. Okay, once stage 2 appears, then okay. How do we go about doing this? Because this is okay, so yeah, okay, this is okay. So then once we have that, where this will be the condition, we'll just change this color so to indicate that there's a change in condition. So change in condition. So now score increases by 1. We can also possibly, when user taps, maybe second plus 1. 1 second added, maybe 1 second added. Okay, so and then once the score reaches 10, maybe this is not here. We should put this here. No, not there. I want you here. Yes. Okay, so score increases by 1, and then it also 1 second is added. Once score reaches 10, stage 2 appears, and then there is timer change in time condition, maybe change in add timer condition. Okay, so what is it? So instead of 1 second added, we have maybe 2 step. We will just put here. I'm just going to write it out. 2 taps equals to 1 second. Okay, and then we're just going to continue doing this. Change this back to blue. Okay, and then score reaches maybe 30. Score reaches 30, then there'll be another change, and then it will be nope, wrong guy. Perhaps instead of 2 taps, maybe 3 taps equals to 1, something like that, so and so forth. So we're not going to repeat this. So repeat, we're just going to put this as repeats. Repeat. So the objective is that, again the word objective, what I would like to do is that this whole thing, this scoring and timer mechanic, I would like it to be infinite in nature, so I don't have to actually manually say 3 taps equals to 1 and stuff like that and things like that. So the scoring and timer is in this manner. Not too sure whether this is enough for me to get started coding, but I can try. This is how we will want it to work. So we have the indication of how the game starts. Okay, we also have a bit of the game mechanic. Yeah, that should be, I'm guessing that should be enough for me to start with. So let's take a look on let's start coding. So like I said, you don't have to, it's basically, when you're dealing with this, it's exactly the same as how you will build a web page. You start with index.html, And because I'll be using Bootstrap. So what I'll do is that I'll go to Bootstrap. Bootstrap 5.3 is the latest. So I manually type 5.3 because if you just type Bootstrap, sometimes you get the older version. Not too sure why. So here I'm just going to use the CDN. I'm not going to bother with other things. So we'll just go to introduction and we'll just use the second here, the second point here. You can just lift this up. The second step has all the code inside, so just lift this up. Okay, and we'll go back to our code and we're just gonna paste, format this a bit. So you can see here I'm using the script and the style and the script directly. I am going to run this. How I usually run is that I use nowadays I use Python 3 -m http.server. I'm gonna bind it to my local host. If you don't bind to your local host, sometimes you get results that you don't want happening, especially when you're working with well, we're not talking about web page, but if you're working with web pages, sometimes if you don't bind it properly, then you get things like you won't be able to do. One of the major things that I've done recently is like you won't be able to do geolocation properly, yeah, or like it won't be able to find cancel. I just need this. So go back to, so here we have the browser. Yeah, you can see hello world is going. I don't like so this is just a bit of web page kind of development thing, or actually it can be used for anything actually. What we want to do is that we're going to do a bit of sanity check since we're borrowing someone else's library. I'm familiar with Bootstrap, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to test to ensure that everything is working fine. Not say everything, but the basic stuff is working fine. So I like to use the navbar, any navbar, and I go back to my code and I will actually paste it here. Format this, so we're just gonna paste it there. I'm gonna go back to our web page, okay, and we're gonna refresh. So if you see that this is for Bootstrap, if you see that it is stylized properly, you can see that means that the CSS is working as intended. And to check for JavaScript usability, you just click on this drop down. You see that it's working. So if I were to remove any one of those, you will see that, let's say if I were to remove the script, can I delete this? You can see that wrong. Oh, I'm not able to do that. I have to do it manually, I guess. How about if I remove this? Delete element. Yeah. Okay. So if you can see that if the CSS is gone, if you did not load the CSS properly, or let's say there's something wrong with the CSS, you will see that the styling will be very off. So that's the biggest thing. For JavaScript, if you don't do the JavaScript properly, actually this drop down won't work. So let me try to remove very quickly. Okay, you can see on my VS Code, if I were to comment this out and save, and we go back to the browser, you can see now that I can't click on the drop down. So you know that there's something wrong with JavaScript. So these are some of the basic sanity checks that I do. So going back here, we're gonna put this back. And since I've already checked that it is working, I will remove the navigation bar now. I don't need it anymore. I just needed it to ensure that everything is working fine. So then here what we can do is I will start. Actually, the other way that you can do, if let's say you don't want to go back and forth with your browser, what you can do is you can just right click on this. You can where was it? Oh, there was that is strange. Open to the side? No. There was a button that you can do. Let's see. Oh, that's strange. You can actually preview. You were supposed to be able to preview to the side actually. There's no preview here apparently, but that's okay. Yep, that's okay. I can't remember. You can actually preview to the side actually, but I'm not gonna do that. But if you have, then yeah, you can actually just click on that. Okay, so back to this. So what we want is that I'm going to create another CSS file. I'm gonna, even though I'm using bootstraps, there are certain stuff I may want to add through my own CSS sheet. So style.css. Okay, what do we do? We'll start with changing the body. So one thing I've experienced that I don't know why, but for here, what you want to do is that you want to, usually I don't do this. I will just put 100 VH everywhere, and I don't use percentages and stuff like that. But somehow or other, iOS is a bit, the Safari browser is a bit wonky sometimes. When I put 100 VH on another section and not on the body, it sometimes doesn't reach to 100%. So you'll be able to scroll it out a bit. So I don't want that happening. And the other thing is that I want to put my background color here. I am going to use maybe antique white for now. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check to make sure that it looks good on my browser. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna work with the mobile stuff first. So okay, let's just put iPhone 12 Pro then. Yeah, we're gonna work with that. So next is that we're gonna check on here. So we're gonna need this bar and this button. So let's work on that. I am going to use fixed. I'm gonna work on the bar first, since that's a bit easier. So when you go here, back to Bootstrap, you can actually use progress bar here. Just pick any one. I will pick the one with the number here. Okay, there's a number here that you can take. I'm just gonna take this, copy, and going to go back to the VS Code. Go back here, paste it here, and okay, so things that you need to change. Possibly the max value and min value. Maybe max value will put 10, and aria label, well, I'm just gonna put this as timer, something like that. Leave the width, danger, put this as warning, change the color to warning. So alert would be danger, sorry, would be red. Was it danger? Sorry. Yeah, danger will be red. Warning will be a yellow in color. So let's do a little bit of check. There we have that. Okay, looks good. Yep. Okay. Okay, so the I'll tell you what all this does. Okay, so if you yep. So if you were to open this up, you can see this style with 100%. If you were to change this to, let's say, 25%, you can see that the color actually reduces to about 25% of the whole bar. So that's what the style width does. Okay, so this basically will tell you this from 0 to 10, nothing much. The value now, we need to change the value of, as we update, we will want to tell people what's the value. So all this aria value now, aria value min and max, all this, they're for accessibility stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Aria web page, Aria. So Aria is an accessibility stuff for you to actually work with if you're doing web development and things like that. It is something that you will want to actually add in. Yeah, but yeah, if you want it to be more accessible, then yes, please put in the Aria. But I think since we're developing games for now, you can actually ignore it for now. So next, what we want is we want this not to hit at the top. So actually, why did I not add a container? So Bootstrap has this thing called containers there to envelope your stuff around. Basically, this container will ensure that nothing touches the edges of the screen. So we're just gonna take advantage of that. Okay, again, let's check our browser and refresh. Okay, so it doesn't touch the side, but it's still touching the top. So there's another one Bootstrap that we can use, which is adding paddings and margins. So paddings and margins are again part of you know, when you're developing web pages, that's the first few things that you learn about paddings and margins. They're basically this padding and margin. They give you space in between either elements or you know, within the element itself. So I'm going to add perhaps just a top. So it's under class. I'm just gonna give a bit of margin top, maybe 5. Oh, it's dash. Okay, we're gonna check it out and see whether this is okay. Yeah, a bit too much. Let's do a bit like a 3. Is 3 fine? Yeah, 3 is fine. So we're gonna do with 3. Okay, so there we go. So empty 3. So we have dealt with the progress bar. So next will be dealing with the button. So there are 2 ways. I think I'll just create a div here just to section it off, and then I will create a button here. Now for button wise, we will need button here, button. I want to, yeah, let's just take one of these. I will just take the primary. Just copy this. We'll go over to VS Code, and this will look a bit weird. So you see that the buttons here. So what we want is to center the button. There are a few ways to do that. We could have used a row within this div. It's one of the layouts stuff from Bootstrap. Wait, what was it? It's part of the layout stuff. So if you were to look at columns, you can see that we can actually like nicely align things using columns. Maybe I should do that. Use row. Do I want to do that? Okay, well, we'll just do that. Will be nice and use that. So I'll create 2 rows, div row, and okay, we'll do this, boop, and we'll put this guy right here. So this will be the progress bar, and then the button will be in the 2nd row. I missed out something. We need a column as well. When we work with rows, we need the columns as well. So in this case, we just need 1 column. So, oh, I didn't take my button. I didn't paste my button. Now I have to create another button. What is this? Here, I have created chaos in my code column. So then let's pick back up the button, copy, button. So for now you don't see anything changing, but you can see that we have applied row and columns here. You can see that we need to give a bit of height to our row. So if we give it a height of 100%, oh no, that's under the body. No, I don't know. Here, this guy. Actually, there's another way to do this. Instead of giving it height like that, what I could have done is h100. No, it doesn't. Huh. Strange, very strange. Why is this not? I'm guessing because the container doesn't have a height as well. Does this have? Yep, now this has a height. Now I don't want this to be 100%. I probably want this to reduce a little. I will take out this. So maybe it's okay. Maybe 95% would be okay. So you can see, yeah, 95% is fine. So we're gonna edit that then. So we're gonna go back to the code. So whatever I've changed, if for those of you who has not done web development before, whatever I've changed on the browser doesn't stick. You will still need to come back to your to this code of yours and edit in yourself here. What was I? Where was I? Okay, so the container needs a height, and then the row also needs a height. I'm very bad with naming, so I'm just gonna call this like a container height, I guess. Container height. Height 100. I'm gonna do that. Go back here on style. Dot indicates class. So then container height 100. Oops, 100. A bit too excited there. We're gonna do height 100%. Meaning to say this 100% means that I am getting 100% from the parent, which is the body. And then we'll also, since we're here, we're gonna do a row height 100. I understand that oh sorry, this is 95. So I understand that Bootstrap has their own height stuff going on, but sometimes, most times, yeah, they're not the best. So I'm just gonna do that. Then this would be row heights 95. So that will be, that deals with the height. Then what we need is we want to center this button. So in order to center the button, we will need, let's see, we need to center the button. We can use Flexbox in here. So those of you who knows Flexbox, Flexbox would be good. Do I put in a column or do I put in a row? Let's see. The flex justify content center. Yeah, no. I'm guessing I'm not supposed to put it here. I think the column is holding on to. Oh no. Align item center. So you can see that the button got stretched. So that's not good. That's not what we want. So we will need another div to hold the button so that it doesn't go all over the place. I'm gonna copy this, copy, and go over to VS Code. We are going to just paste it onto the column. So these are all existing stuff in Bootstrap, just in case. So we're gonna create a new div, and wow, can you just imagine, we're just doing the visual aspect of things and it's so long. Okay, so we have the button. We will also want some text, so I think I'll just do h1 here, and we'll put score here first. I know the score won't come out first, but won't come out during the start button stuff, but we're just gonna put it there as a placeholder. We just want to see how it looks like if we put everything together. We have saved it. Let's look over to the browser. Okay, good. It is at the center. It looks good. Alright, now we can start working on the logic stuff. So we have the basic stuff going on. We really don't need anything else. These are all the stuff we need. Yeah. Excuse me. We do need this step A thing though. We can work without it for now. Do we? Yeah. We'll just work without it. Okay, let's not be lazy. Let's actually make another button. How did I create the previous? Not too sure how I did it, but was it something like this? Here. Oh, what the heck did I do? Okay, so here there is I didn't change here. So here I've added h1, and then I've added button within this. This is not how it's supposed to work, but we're gonna try. Okay, so there is for buttons there are, okay, so this is the one that I wanted. Button outline light or dark is here, light is here. We are going back to VS Code. Gonna dump this. Not too sure how this will look. Okay, go back to the browser. Okay, all right, that looks okay. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so we can work on the logic of things right now. So we have all the visual things, so we're gonna work with the logic. So for the logic, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a JavaScript file here. What do we call this? Score? Mechanic? We'll call it mechanic. Mechanic.js. I'm very good at naming things, as you can see. Okay, so here we have the JavaScript file here. Let's not forget to import into the HTML file. The last thing we want is for things to not work. So we have mechanic.js here. We need to check to make sure that it works first. So you can just do an alert or console.log. Alert will create an alert box. Console.log will create a log, a console log on your browser. Here, we'll check this to make sure that it works. We'll go to the browser, and here, all right, the alert box appears, so I know I've connected the JavaScript properly. Back to JavaScript. We can take this away. So, browser back. We need to look at what have we written. So basically what we want is that we'll ignore the let's see, we'll work with the increase in score first. So we want to multiply the score. Okay, so here we can see that we need to deal with a few things. First is we need to the score. So score variable is 1. This is too thick. 5. Can I have 5? So we need score, and then we need time as well. Yeah, we'll deal with that first. So we're just gonna deal with those two first, score and time. Okay. Do we want to separate into two different functions? No, I'm starting to overthink things, so let's not. Yeah, we'll just do let score, and then we'll go let time. At time maybe. And then we'll just create a function then. We'll call it handle score. Handle score. So when they tap, then we'll just go score equals to score plus 1. Or if you don't want to type it that way, we'll just go score plus plus. What's it? Plus equals to 1. Well, either way, it's like that. We can change this as well. I'm just doing a bit of foresight. So instead of just no, actually our score won't change, it's the time. So we'll do function handle time. So then we go actually well, I'm not good with this, so add time equals to 1, I guess, and then we'll go to current time. Let's current time equals to 10. So this is just like we're just putting a number here. We'll deal with the with the time later. There's a way that we can handle time. So here we have current time 10. So we'll go current time plus equals add time. Maybe we'll just do this. Okay, so as they press, the score will add and the time will go up as well. Function run game. Handle, I think we'll call this handle add time because we also have handle countdown. I'm just building all the functions. We might not need all the functions. We'll cut down on it when it's there. So we'll do current time minus equals to 1. Oop. Then as we run game, we can just just handle countdown, I guess. While this is where my brain will not unload. So let's game running equals to false. So we are gonna set it the default into false. We don't want people getting into the game and then it starts immediately, so we're gonna put it as false. And here when we start to run the game, we'll say game running equals to true. Then after which while game running, then we want to handle time, handle countdown. Looks a bit janky. I feel run game doesn't describe it properly. let's see, how do we go about doing this? We'll just, okay, I think I'll just call this as start countdown, start timer. Okay, so then we'll just like, oh, game running equals to true, and then while this, then handle the countdown. I don't think we need this. Yeah, so actually, yeah, so what am I doing? Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna call it start game. Start game. So once the game starts, we press click button, game starts. Let's not think about the countdown timer. So then we just gonna click, and then the game starts to run. While the game is running, we'll do the handle countdown, and then the handle countdown will just they'll just do this current time -1. But we need intervals of this. So what we need is that there's this thing called the set interval. So if you, let's see, set interval. So set interval is a good way to kind of like create countdowns and stuff like that. Yeah. How do you do this? So let me just recall how this works. Okay, never mind, I got distracted here. Let's go back to JavaScript. Okay, so we need to create a timer interval. So this timer interval kind of like helps us to how do I basically it kind of makes the countdown, basically ensures that the intervals are properly created and things like that. So we're gonna create set interval here. So the function for set interval, and then we will need it to do this. So this is an arrow function basically within the function itself. So when we call the function, we will still need to give we will need to write that arrow function. Man, why is my brain not braining today? Here you can see that here in the set interval itself, you will need a callback, which is the function that we are writing. The 500 is the 500 is the number that you're gonna work with and things like that, and then parameter 1 and parameter 2, which are optional. You can read more here. So I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, the delay. So 500 means that is 5 seconds delay. We're not gonna deal with delays, so we're just writing the callback function. So back to code, we're just writing, so we are writing the callback function here. So what we want to do is that we want to make sure that we want them to check the countdown. Okay, the countdown, which is this. Should we current time? Yeah. So current time, okay, is more than 0. Then please take it away. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And else, if not, we will deal. Oops. Do this. We will actually hold on, let me see some stuff. Can't remember things. Do we? Is there oh yeah, here, clear interval. So we need a clear interval as well. Control F, clear interval. So we'll need to clear the interval if, yeah. Okay, so here we need, so I'm trying to recall how I'm doing this. Yeah, let me just take a look at my old code. Clear interval. Clear interval. We call out the timer interval. So don't be scared to refer to your old codes. So yeah. Start time. Oh, okay. Actually, I shouldn't call this countdown now that I think about it. Because countdown indicates the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 guy. So this should be handle timer. Yeah, handle timer. Let's just handle timer. Okay, so then this will. Okay, so handle timer. Then we can also end the game here. So we can just set. So once. So what's happening is that so long as it's above 0, it's gonna keep doing this. Once it hits 0, or lesser than 0, then we will clear the timer so that it doesn't like start again, and then we will also change the game running into false. Okay, so hopefully this works. So and then yeah, not too sure whether this will work, but we'll do this. Let's pray hard this works. So we can go back here. Okay, I refresh. We can go to the console and call out the function. So call out the function starts game. Oh, start game. Handle countdown is not defined. Handle countdown is not defined. So handle countdown. Oh, is handle timer. Sorry. Okay, go back to the browser. Refresh. I didn't set the. I should put a console.log here. Ew dear. Okay, let's close this browser before it crashes. Okay, I'm gonna stop the server as well. So what's happening is that I may have caused the infinite loop without realizing it. So we don't want that happening. Let's check the current time. So current time 10 seconds -1, and we want to see whether this will stop. Or maybe I'll just create another function. Yeah, don't follow how I'm coding here, because not the best way to code. We want this here, and then I'm gonna do endgame here, and then okay. All right, let's see whether this works. Oh, I did not show what I was doing. Okay, so what I was doing was I added this endgame here. Not too sure, but yeah, we'll just put this here. We'll call out the endgame, and it should change the game running to false, which should end this while loop as well. So we'll just put an indicator here as well. Put this as exited, just to make sure. Okay, go back to the browser. Oh wait, I have. So I actually stopped the I stopped the server. So we're gonna run the server again. So yeah. So when in the case of you know, a while loop happening, infinite while loop happening, you would want to close the server. So that's one of the advantage of using you know, running Python 3 server. You can just Control C and stop the server instead of having to press a GUI button. So here we have back at the browser. We're gonna start the game. Somehow something's not working. We're gonna kill the server again. Okay. So start game while game running, which is should be true. Handle timer. I think we don't need the while loop. I don't think we need a while loop. Yeah. We don't need the while loop. Let's just take this guy and put him out here. We don't need the while loop. And yeah, because the interval itself works like a loop of sorts. Okay. Oh no, I keep forgetting to change. So here we removed, what we did was that I removed the while loop here, and I put the function by itself. Here we go back. Oh, I forgot to run my server. Let me just run the server back again. Server should be up. Okay, good. Okay, alright. Let's start the game. There we go. A little bit too fast, isn't it? 98765432110. Why does it say exited? Okay. Okay, 9. So because I put it as 10, and yep. Okay, that's okay. We know that it works now. But as you can see, we actually need the delay. Yeah, I forgot about that. We actually do need the delay. Yeah, I previously said that we don't need, but we actually do, because without the delay, you can see that it actually just runs through like as fast as the computer wants it to. So 1000 means 1 second. So so here I've added the delay here. Okay, so this is right after the callback function. Then we add 1000 to add the delay. So if we go back to our browser and try the function again, you can see now it's ticking like a clock. And end. Okay, good. Alright, it's working. Nice. Okay, so we know that the game is, the timer is working now. What we want to do now is handle add time. So handle add time. So every time we click on a button, it's gonna add the time. For now, we only have one button, which is... Okay, actually we have two buttons. We will create a keybind as well, actually. We'll press the start button and then, yep. So you can see this is why planning is very important, and you can see that I only did a half-baked ideation. So you can see everything's gonna crumble sooner or later. We are going to create the document add event listener. So we're going to do an add event listener. We are going to do DOM content loaded, and then what we want to do is that as the thing is loaded, we want to actually add things inside. First of all, we want to we want this primary button. So we want this primary button to be our start button. So we're going to change it into a start button. And then this tab button, we're going to use this A button for now. Let's not add the key binding first. We're just going to see whether or not the number adds up and things like that. Okay, let's try. Okay, so go back to the code. We are going to do index.html. So first one, this is going to be the start button. So then we're going to give an ID to this so that it's easier for us to call it out. So start button, and then here this button, we are also going to give it an ID. We're going to call it the add button, and we're going to go back to our mechanic, and then we're going to go let start button equals to document.gets, or should I do a query selector and start button. Then here we have let's add button equals to document.query selector adds button. Now the hashtag represents an ID in HTML, so that's why we have this here. So what we do is that here start button, start button. We are going to add an event listener. The add event listener would be click, and then the function that we want to attach would be start game, and then we have add button. I'm not too sure if I'm doing this correctly. I remember having to do like that, and then handle at time. Yeah, I remember having to do something like that. Yeah, maybe I should do something like that. Yeah, let's not risk it. Okay, alright, so here we should have the mechanics up and running. So if I were to go to the console, press start, so you can see, and if I were to tap A, okay, you can see that the timer goes back up. Okay, you can see that now it's like that. So yep, that's working as intended. So that's nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't. Here, let me just show you the demonstration again. So here we have the start button. We're gonna click on it. Pew. You can see that it is working. It's counting down, and when we press the A button, you can see that it added up. So you can even go all above till 13. So you can see that this is working as intended. So there should be a few mechanics that we need to add. It should not go above 10. That's maybe that's one of the things we need to add on. And yeah, but other than that, I think this is good for now. I didn't realize we've been recording for quite a while. But hey, the next time around we'll show how to add in more stuff, hopefully soon. So but hey, thanks for sticking around. Hope to see you all on the next part of this, and if you enjoy this or you have any helpful knowledge or information you would like to share with me, please feel free to comment. So yeah, thanks a lot. Please leave a like and subscribe if you feel that you want to. But yeah, see you all on the next one. Thanks. All right. Okay. Have a good day or night or whatever time it is. Yeah. Have a good time. Have a good one. Bye.